The most anxious comrade turned into smoke in front of him, and the old veteran who vowed to show off on the battlefield still couldn't find a respectable. Old Jing's heroic sacrifice ignited the morale, as the soldiers chugged some water and continued to rain fire on the enemy. The soldiers were worn out from the long battle, unable to capture the hill, until little Beijing stepped up to take on a rocket launcher. When they arrived at the hill's base, ready, they found the rocket launcher held a toy. They kept changing cartridges, only to find them fake. Then little Beijing realized an enemy bullet had hit his heart. By the time the squad leader arrived, little Beijing had booked a one-way ticket, leaving the medics dumbfounded. The squad leader glanced at the launcher's date and realized it was a shoddy product from a chaotic political era, and he nearly blew a gasket. The captain ordered soldiers to find real ammo, load, aim, fire, and destroy the enemy fortress. The enemy's main position fell as they seized the day. The smoke hadn't even cleared when the squad leader ordered them to carefully sky the battlefield. Meanwhile, the instructor was completely lost in the euphoria of victory, utterly unalert. When he finally turned around, he realized the squad leader had already saved him. He whispered the squad leader's name, but all he got in response was a blood-soaked uniform. With the squad leader lifeless, the officer finally broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. Seeing the company commander, who loved and cared for him the most, sacrifice his own life to save him, the instructor's heart was filled with burning rage. Ultimately, it seemed that the battle had finally come to an end. Soldiers silently gathered around the captain's body, Warclaim's noble lives. The officer took a paper from his pocket. He thought it was an unsent letter home or a will, but it turned out to be an IOU, meticulously detailing his misadventures. Debts from his father's treatment hit $620. The officer wept at the blood-stained IOU. At this point, he realized why the squad leader always smoked tobacco. It was his hometown, where kind Yuxi had just returned from chopping wood. Suddenly, as she pushed the door open, she sensed that something was amiss. The swollen and red eyes of her mother-in-law made her understand everything. This was indeed the squad leader's home. The squad leader's house. The squad leader's house. The squad leader's house. The squad leader's house. Shockingly, amidst the celebrations of victory at the squad leader's home, the officer's heart felt heavy as a ton. Subtitles. As the company commander and old Jin had left forever, on the very first day, he received a phone call from his superiors, and regardless of how he tried to explain, it was all to no avail. He defied his superiors, and not long after that, the families who had lost their loved ones also started to arrive one after another. He presented them with medals. Alas, old Jin's family received nothing. The officer looked helplessly at old Jin's wife and children. Determined they shouldn't leave empty-handed, he privately approached old Jin's family and handed over his own Medal of Honor. "This is for old Jin. He deserves it," he mumbled, hesitating to ask if he had made a mistake up on the mountain because of their father. "He went there for our dad, the hero of our squad." "Mom, I don't want this medal. It belongs to Dad." Every Chinese should learn from him to boldly speak the truth. Thanks to the officer's insistence, Major Lei caught wind of old Jin's injustice. He quickly found the indifferent clerk and ordered him to issue Jin's certificate within 3 days. Failing to give old Jin credit for achievements was simply unacceptable. An unknown elder visited the unit to see his wounded son, who was the recruit caring for the officer. "Dad, I'm just slightly hurt." Upon hearing that, the old man finally smiled. But when he saw his son's empty bed and lifted the blankets, the reality struck. His son had lost both legs. "Dad, please do not tell Grandma. I don't want to go and face her. Take this to Grandma's shrine for burning and let me take care of it." The instructor inquired around everywhere, but he still couldn't get in touch with little Beijing's family. They sought guidance from higher-ups, but all they received was a deadpan no comment. Soon after that, Major Lay found himself unable to fall asleep any longer. As he gazed at the photograph of himself alongside his son, tears welled up uncontrollably, and he finally realized that the confident young man was indeed his very own son. His son, who went by the alias Little Beijing, had gone to the front lines and would never come back. Reflecting on all the precious memories with his son, Major Lay penned a letter to his beloved far away, his heart heavy with regret. Ultimately, he couldn't return because of sacrifice. Don't worry about me, kid. Everything will be alright. A few days later, the squad leader's mother and family finally arrived. They walked in instead of taking a cab to save money. Upon hearing this, the officer's heart ached as Yuxi's baby suddenly cried out. The little one is only a month old. Milk supply was short from the start. The officer rushed to the store for formula and supplies and even contemplated selling his beloved imported camera. Handing the formula and remnants to Yuxi, he stumbled upon a makeshift eggshell drum, the very token she left for the squad leader.